This right next to me is the updated Tesla Model 3, and it has received a facelift for 2024. And of course, in Australia, it is one of the best-selling EVs on the market, and in my opinion, one of the best luxury vehicles you can buy within this price range. And Tesla claims that 50% of the car is brand new, featuring new styling, new tech, and of course, improved ride comfort. However, there are some things that you need to know before you buy one, and in this review, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about it. So first, we're going to start off with a brief overview of its model range, and in addition to that, the pricing and optional extras. And then I'm going to talk you around the changes to the exterior, the interior, and also check out its technology, the practicality, along with the battery and charging setup. And lastly, I'm going to take it out for a drive to find out if this is really one of the best EVs on the market. Let's start off with a brief overview about the Model 3. So pricing starts from just over $61,000 before on-road costs for the rear-wheel drive single motor variant that features 513 kilometers of range. And for an additional $10,000, you can step up to this variant, which is the dual motor version. And this is priced just over $71,000 before on-road costs and features 629 kilometers of range. And in addition to that, there is also an all-wheel drive performance version coming very soon. And moving on to the options, you have 5 colours to pick from. White is a no-cost option, 2 will set you back $1,500, grey $2,300, and red $2,600. And in regards to wheel designs, it comes standard with 18-inch alloy wheels. However, for an additional $1,800, you can upgrade to 19-inch alloy wheels. And for the interior, you have 2 colours to pick from. Black is a no-cost option, and white is an additional $1,500. And finally, the packages. So there's an ANS Autopilot for just over $5,000 and the full self-driving capability for just over $10,000. And in regards to rivals, the Tesla Model 3 is the type of vehicle that you are going to compare with the BYD Seal, which is priced between $50,000 and $68,000, and the MG4, which is a more affordable option that is priced from just over $38,000. Let's now move on to the design. So first up, I would like to mention that the colour of this example is finished off in pearl white multi-coat, which is a no-cost option. And in regards to the design changes, this is what the previous Model 3 used to look like, and this is the current version. So as you can see, it has received sleeker, full LED headlights along with full LED DRLs with automatic high beam assist, and a redesigned bumper bar with a single air duct down the bottom. And now moving towards the side view of the Tesla Model 3, as standard, it comes with these 18-inch alloy wheels that are finished off in matte black and wrapped in the special Michelin tyres that have been specifically designed for the Model 3. And moving along, the door trim is finished off in black, along with these pop-out door handles, which is a very nice, unique design. And now moving towards the rear design of the Tesla Model 3, this is what the previous version used to look like, and this is the current one. So as you can see from the rear, it features slightly redesigned LED tail lights at the back that are now integrated within the boot lid. And in addition to that, it also receives a slightly redesigned bumper bar, and instead of a Tesla logo, you now get Tesla spelt out on the boot lid, as well as this integrated rear spoiler to help make the car more efficient. And lastly, styling is subjective, so write down your feedback in the comment section down below of what you guys think of the overall design of the updated Tesla Model 3. Let's now move on to the cabin. So before you climb inside, you have a key card to operate and remotely open and close the doors, and you can also access the vehicle's functions through your smartphone. And it also features a wide range of connectivity and accessibility on your Tesla. So for example, lock and unlocking the doors from your phone, tracking the car. So overall, the app is pretty configurable for the driver. And to start the car, you just put either the phone or the Tesla card on the wireless phone charging pad and hit the accelerator pedal. Now, in regards to the interior design, it is minimal. That is the overall theme, and it is very much like the previous generation Model 3. However, you now get ambient lighting that extends all the way to the back doors, and you can change that to whatever color you want. And it also receives a brand new 3-spoke leather wrap steering wheel that feels very nice to hold on the hands, and you don't get any indicator or wiper stalks. They are now accessible on the steering wheel, and in addition to that, it also features a panoramic glass sunroof that extends all the way to the back window. And in regards to build quality, on the top surfaces of the dashboard, that feels nice. You get this nice material up here opposed to wood grain, and pretty much everywhere you touch is all soft to the touch. That has a nice weight to it, and over here feels pretty good. And on top of the doors, That all feels nice and squidgy as well. On the armrest where you rest your elbow, even on the lower sections where in some other cars it is just hard plastic. And in regards to its comfort features, it has dual zone climate control, and as you can see you have a dedicated climate menu where you can touch the screen and adjust the direction of flow. There is also a heated steering wheel, along with heated and ventilated front electric seats, and the steering wheel also offers electric tilt and reach adjustment, and you can access that through the configuration on the screen. And in addition to that, lumbar support only for the driver, however both these front row seats offer electric adjustment, and as you can see they are very soft and supportive. And you can also add in driver profile, setting up seat arrangements and various functions you want to keep stored for each individual driver. Now in regards to the infotainment, it all runs off this 15.4 inch touchscreen which is placed right in the center. And in relation to how all of this works, this is your home menu with all of your key functions, and overall the system is pretty easy to work out first go. And it's also worth pointing out that the Model 3 and other Teslas are not available with Apple CarPlay. And in regards to additional key features, as standard the Tesla Model 3 comes with a 9-speaker system, whereas this long range variant features a 17-speaker sound system which sounds very good, along with voice control we can talk to the car, and in addition to that, full inbuilt satellite navigation where you can swap it into a satellite mode, and the graphics are very crystal clear as well. And it also receives software updates, and it is connected to the internet, so that means it also features a web browser, along with inbuilt Spotify, Apple Music and podcasts. And you can also have Zoom meetings on this screen as well. And if we go into Arcade, as you can see you can stream Netflix and YouTube where you can watch your favorite programs on the big screen. And if you go into Arcade, you can play games within the steering wheel, and as you can see when you crash the car moves around as well. And if you go into Toy Box, you can also adjust various settings like your horn. I'll give you an example. And there is also a megaphone where you can play music outside the car. And lastly, if you want to prank someone, you can make fart noises within the seats. And there is also a dedicated energy mode where you can look at your last energy figures. And in regards to safety and assistance, if I just flick it into reverse, as you can see you have a rear camera and 2 side cameras as well. However, just keep in mind that they have deleted the parking sensors like what was featured on the previous Model 3, and instead using the cameras you now have a radar based system. And in regards to driver assistance, it has full autonomous emergency braking with pedestrian and cyclist detection. Another handy feature of the car is the inbuilt dash camera, so you can look at the left and right and rear and front, along with blind spot monitoring on the wing mirrors and blind spot cameras on the screen. And in addition to that, you've also got radar guided cruise control with a lane keeping assistant where this car has the ability to steer itself within its lane. But just keep in mind that is not a full autonomous driving feature. And in regards to practicality, you have spacious door bin pockets that could also fit a litre of water. And on the top here, you have vanity mirrors on each side, and down towards the centre, a decent center console that goes down pretty deep. You've also got additional cup holders down the bottom, and over here a dual wireless phone charging pad. And to access the glove box, you just go into the settings, press this button, and it opens, revealing a decent size. Let's now move on to the back seats inside the Tesla Model 3. So I'm 5'9", a full-size adult, and I have this front seat set in my driving position, and from what we can see, there is a decent amount of headroom, a decent amount of knee room. However, toe room is slightly impaired, so therefore I think the Tesla Model Y is a better alternative if you are going to use this car for Uber or even a family. But in regards to the middle seat, it is still pretty spacious if I sit up straight, and you've got a decent amount of knee room and foot room. And in regards to its key features, on the back of the seats you have matte pockets, and over towards the center a fold down armrest that features 2 additional cup holders, and pretty spacious door bin pockets that could also fit a litre of water, along with 2 USB-C ports and directional air vents. These 2 outboard seats can be heated, and you can also move the passenger seat forward using the center screen. Up the top here you have LED lighting along with some coat hanger hooks, as well as a large panoramic glass sunroof that extends all the way to the back window. And the LED lighting also extends towards the back. So let's now move on to the grand highlight of the back seats, which is this 8-inch touchscreen. And in regards to what you can do with this screen, you can adjust the direction of flow with the dual zone climate control, as well as adjust the fan speed speed, and in addition to that you could also change the music and also receive access to Netflix, Disney and other streaming services like YouTube for example, as well as an arcade center where you can play games from the back, and of course you can connect Bluetooth devices and adjust the screen settings and the volume. And lastly, in regards to baby seats, these two outboard seats are ISOFIX compatible, and right behind me there are free top tether points. Let's now move on to the boot space. So as standard, the Model 3 receives a power operated boot lid, and from what we can see it does have a decent opening and just under 600 litres of boot capacity, which makes it large enough for 2 large suitcases, a pram and any additional luggage items you want to keep in there. And in addition to that you have a front storage section which is known as a frunk, and that features 88 litres of boot capacity, which makes it large enough for your charging cables and as well as other additional storage items you want to keep with you. And it also features additional storage underneath here, so that's pretty handy if you want to keep some items hidden, as well as 2 cutaway sections on either side of the boot floor. And you can also drop down the second row, increasing the capacity. So overall, considering the roof shape, this is still a practical vehicle, but just keep in mind that the seat belts catch on when you fold back the seats. And it's also worth mentioning that this doesn't feature a spare tyre or run flat tyres, and you've also got to pay extra to receive a tyre repair kit. Let's now move on to the battery and charging. So if I just pop up this lid, as you can see it features AC and DC charging, and in regards to the battery pack, the single motor variant features a 60 kilowatt per hour LFP battery where you can charge it all the way up to 100%, whereas this dual motor variant features a lithium-ion battery pack which includes more power and more range. However, just keep in mind that Tesla recommends only to charge around 80 to 90% opposed to charging it full unless you are going on a long drive. And also keep in mind that you do have to pay an additional fee for a cable, as well as an additional fee to install a home charger. So how does the new Tesla 3 perform on the road? Well, to activate the drives, you swipe up to go into drive, swipe down for reverse, and push park to put it in park. And you can also change all of that on these buttons on the top section of the roof. And in regards to visibility, I can clearly see what's in front of me, good side vision along with decent wing mirrors. Rear visibility is okay, but it is slightly impaired with that tailgate. But overall the camera system works really well and it's pretty good for the class of vehicle. It has a short steering rack, so the steering is quite responsive and it's got a great turning circle, and using the indicators and wipers without a stalk, no problem at all. Very easy to get used to first go. And around town the ride is excellent, much better than the previous generation Model 3. That's thanks to Tesla's new adaptive damping system. But in regards to getting out of a traditional petrol car and moving into an EV, everything is a lot more responsive compared to a traditional petrol car. So acceleration is a lot more sensitive, so is the steering. It is an electric steering setup, but it does have a bit of feel to it. You do have some sense of what the front wheels are doing. It hasn't been set up to be a sports car, but it is quite playful in regards to the steering feel. And in relation to how this performs on the open road, just get up to speed. The acceleration is instant, and I think that is overall the best way to describe the driving experience. So what is my final verdict on the Tesla Model 3? So the ride quality is much better than before, and apart from the impaired tow room, no Apple CarPlay and the lack of a heads-up display, I still think this is one of the best EVs you can buy in Australia amongst its competitors. But let me know what you think of my verdict down in the comment section below, and if you gained value from this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next film. Thanks for watching.